Welcome to English Podcasts. Relax and enjoy your listening practice.
There is something strangely convincing about the giant humans we see in films and old stories. They usually look exactly like us, just 10 or 20 times taller. Bigger arms, bigger legs, bigger muscles, but basically the same body. The problem is that nature does not work like a zoom button. Galileo understood this surprisingly early. In 1638, while writing about mechanics and the strength of materials, he considered what would happen if you simply increased the size of a person or an animal. His conclusion was simple but powerful. As something becomes larger, its weight grows faster than the strength of the structures supporting it. Here is the important part. If you double the height, width, and depth of an object, its volume becomes 8 times larger. That means roughly 8 times more mass to support. But the cross-sectional area of a bone, which is closely connected to how much load it can handle, increases only 4 times. In other words, the giant becomes heavier faster than his bones become stronger. That is why a realistic giant human could not simply be a normal man enlarged to 10 meters. His legs would need to be enormously thick, his joints would face extreme pressure, and his skeleton might need a completely different shape or much stronger material. At some point, a human-shaped giant would either stop looking very human or become unable to support his own weight. You can actually see the same principle in real animals. Elephants have thick, almost column-like legs, while small animals can survive with much thinner bones. And tiny creatures can sometimes carry several times their own body weight. Size changes the rules. What stayed with me when I first understood this was that being bigger does not automatically mean being stronger. We often think of size as an advantage, but physics introduces a cost. Every extra centimeter brings extra weight, and the structure has to deal with it. The same idea appears in engineering. You cannot take a small bridge, multiply every measurement by 10, and expect the larger version to behave exactly the same way. Ships, buildings, animals, trees, they all meet limits created by gravity and materials. I think that is what makes Galileo's observation so interesting. He was not really proving that fantasy giants are impossible in every imaginable universe. He was showing something more useful. Nature has proportions, and changing scale can completely change what is possible. Once you understand that, giants stop looking like oversized humans. They start looking like a physics problem with legs.